Shalom, shalom. Let me see. Maybe that'll work. There we go. Shalom, shalom. Hey, yeah, it's a lot for that. Hey, so shalom. Hey, again, first and foremost, as always, I want to start off giving all honor, glory, and praise and worship to YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle. It was a great millstone. We will teach you a sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful elect. And the rest of the large multitude of men with the children of the Lord have mercy on these last days. All right, it's your brother HAQADASH representing Jim as Branch here at Cleveland. All right, Lord willing, to bring out an edifying lesson, a quick and edifying lesson through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. All right, title of this lesson is I wanted to talk about through the Spirit, preserve the wisdom. All right, preserve the wisdom, because a lot of bad things, is about to happen on the earth. A necessary evil, if you will, is about to happen, and you're only gonna be faced with two choices. All right, either you serve YAHAWASHI, or you serve the spiritual demon Satan and his physical counterpart Esau Edom, the system. Okay, YAHAWASHI is bringing the pain in which he's going to make. He's having it to where you're going to have to choose who you will serve, man. Will you be like our forefather Moses, who chose to suffer affliction, all right, with his people, then receive the riches, all right. Are you gonna bow the knee to Baal? Are you gonna get down with this man's program? Or are you gonna be for YAHAWASHI, man? You know, see, because you're gonna find out that a lot of our people, matter of fact, this is Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith YAHAWASHI, that take counsel, but not of me." Right, counsel. All right, meaning when you go into this word counsel, all right, it means advice. All right, woe to them, meaning destruction and death unto those who take advice that is not from YAHAWASHI. Okay, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children," said YAHAWASHI, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Because a shadow, as you see the picture, you see a tree. When the sun is out, you go underneath the tree for shade. A shadow is a protection, a covering from the heat. Okay, so YAHAWASHI is saying, woe to those individuals who go into Egypt and trust in them for a covering from the heat, trust in them for a shadow from the heat. You see, and which the result is, it says, that go to Egypt, that walk to go down into Egypt, the spiritual Egypt we dwell in, and have not asked at my mouth, the mouth of the prophets, which is, we're going to segue us into, Lord willing, what the title is going into, preserve the wisdom, because the mouth, YAHAWASHI talked through his men. All right, when you go to Luke 1:68 on down, it talks about his holy prophets that have been since the world began. Okay, so he talks through his men. Okay, and through his men is display his wisdom. Okay, it displays the essence and the wisdom from on high through the men that he chose to push that vibration on the earth in this realm that we currently dwell in. This is Isaiah 30:2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. You see, they lean on upon Egypt, right? Ezekiel 29, man. That staff, but what they found out, what you fail to realize, is that staff pierced them, man. Okay, which is now it caused our people to have a slow death. Okay, it says strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay, so therefore the judgment and the punishment to come all right, is going to expose you, and you're going to have to get the same judgment as our enemy, as the one who's oppressing you. This is 2nd Ezra 9:9. Then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, that lake of fire. For such in their life have received benefits and not known me, and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law. See, meaning what? You have pushed away the ways of the Lord. Okay, you put it behind you while they had yet liberty, right? The scripture talk about seek me early. Okay, it says, and when talking about YAHAWASHI, it says, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. And that's this is going to again segue into the title of the lesson. The same was know it after death by pain, because it said understood not. Okay, so why? Because look, preserved through wisdom. That's the way we're going to be preserved in that day. When you go to Lord, okay. I want to grab this first. Let's go to Proverbs. No. Since we mentioned the law, this is Sirach 19. Okay. Shalom to everybody tuning in. All right, this is Sirach 19. And bear with me. Turn this down. It's like your phone be tripping. All right, so this is Sirach 19. And we're gonna go straight to the point. 18. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him. It says, and wisdom obtaineth his love. Okay, so this is how you obtain the Lord's love, all right, through wisdom. And we're going to find out what this wisdom embodies and who this wisdom is. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him. And wisdom obtaineth his love. It says the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. So the ways of YAHAWASHI is literally the way of life. So when you depart from this, you depart from the ways of life. So everything else left that you have and you possess is death. You see? And that's what we have in the world. You have a deaf culture. Black culture is a deaf culture. Okay. Any other culture is a deaf culture. All right. Because the scriptures tell you in Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth was given into his hands. So therefore, darkness reigned over the people, their minds. Okay. When you go into the etymology of crazy, it goes into a couple words like deranged, sick, and mentally. All right. So the people are sick in the mind, and you can link that up with Isaiah chapter 1:5. Okay. It says Sirach 19:19, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. You see, because the ones that truly and sincerely fear the Lord, what is displaying a form of that wisdom by their actions. Faith without works is dead. So that in the time of trouble, the Lord, what? Well, he's gonna cover you, man. You see, because the whole time you trusted in him, you didn't trust in Egypt. It says the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency. See, and this is giving knowledge and credence to his omnipotency, meaning his all power, man. He's all powerful. We're giving reverence and we're giving credence to the Lord because he is the only power with such power, man. He's the only God, man. There's no power with him. So we give reverence to that. We confess that boldly in the face of those who despise these words. We confess that boldly into the face of those who try to rewrite the story and try to put another face on the God, the true power of the universe, man. You see, when you go to Proverbs 4, it says 5, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. See, we mentioned that mouth earlier. Okay, they don't ask in the mouth of the Lord. They don't seek the mouth of the Lord, meaning the prophets. They don't seek the wisdom that the YAHAWASHI have displayed in this book, and he's giving the understanding to men. They don't seek that. You see, they push it to a side, man. So therefore, they're not gonna be preserved. All right, when you preserve something, if you have like some meat or some type of item in the refrigerator, you seal it, put some aluminum foil or plastic or whatever, and you put it away into the fridge. You're preserving it for a later date. meaning you're securing it, okay, from infections and mold and and different things from getting on it and from it spoiling. You're covering it so that you can have it for a later date. See, Yahawashi is covering his men, his elect. He's putting that seal, right? That seal, all right, that seal, that mark of exemption, all right, that seal. He's putting that seal on the elect, and he's preserving them for a later date. Okay, that's why it talks about in Revelations 21. He saw the New Jerusalem coming down from heaven. That's because they were preserved, and now what used for a later date, and they're going to be coming down from heaven, all right, in that new form. You see, so because they were preserved, it says, Proverbs 4:5, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. See, because they're embedded into the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're being preserved. It says, love her and she shall keep thee. Okay, you can't fake love. Okay, you can't fake true love, I should say. You can fake love, but you can't fake true love, man. Eventually it comes to light. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You see, it says, again, the title, preserved through wisdom, and that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're yearning for. We're looking to be preserved through the wisdom that we're obtaining now. See, we're not going to, the wisdom is so precious. You can't just obtain this wisdom at the last minute and just think you're going to be good. Okay. I'm talking about on the magnitude of the spirit. You see, because even the elect that's going to be sealed in the last minute still was throughout their life maneuvering through the spirit some way, somehow. Yahweh Shem Yahushua preserved them from the foundations of the earth. You see, because they some way, somehow was maneuvering through the wisdom on the way the Lord wanted them to move. You see, matter of fact, let's go to Job 28 and 28. It says, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. See, we read Sirach 19. See, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. So now we move to the next phase. Okay, we grow. All right, your apostles did a lesson. Apostle Ramla did a lesson on, you're not growing in this thing. You're not of the elect, man. You can't just be the same. It was a video going around with Brandon T. Jackson, visited the brothers out there in Cali, and he talking about he been in the truth for 7 to 8 years. I didn't even know that, and he's still the same individual, man. Not to singing him out or whatever, man. Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But just to make an example, you're supposed to grow in this thing, okay? Because it's living water. Living water allows you to grow. The healthiest trees are the trees that are next to water, and their branches spread out like the trees of Lebanon, the gigantic, beautiful trees, man. You see, it says, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding, and that's the understanding. So again, it says, remember the title is preserved through wisdom. Okay, so the wisdom is going to actually be the thing that preserve us, because why we activated this by our faith. Because the actions that we put on from day to day, and in that time, Lord willing, it's going to allow us to kick in the wisdom that we obtain. And because that we have understanding on how to maneuver through society and do different things, we know, okay, the Lord is doing this, and okay, this is happening because the Lord said. You see, that's the understanding, because we're applying it right now throughout our everyday life, man. You see, and Shalom, HAQADASH, man. You know what I'm saying? Shalom. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, I forgot the precept I was about to get, because I just read that Job 28 and 28. I'm gonna just get two more. We close out. Bear with me. What I was gonna get. This is oh yeah, the Wadi HaBashim Shah. Let me just get these real quick. Because Wisdom of Solomon 7. 28, it says, "For the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom." Why? Because wisdom is 1 Corinthians 1:30. It says, "But of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption." You see? So that's why you're going to be, the elect men are going to be preserved through literally the wisdom, which is Yahawashi in that day, because they're covered with the blood. They cover, and they have the mindset of Yahawashi. So they're going to be preserved from the perils that's going to come in that time, man. So mainly I'm talking about, because the elect got to go through Jacob's trouble. I'm talking about mainly them ICBM missiles, okay, and all of the drama that's going to come with the MOT to the B and things like that, man. Those major prophecies. You see, Yahweh Shah was made unto us these things. He is made unto us wisdom. He was made unto us righteousness and sanctification and redemption, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that word redemption real quick. All right, because let's see what that say. 1 Corinthians 1:30, and I'm gonna get one more. We close out. This is redemption. 1 Corinthians 1:30. It says, "A releasing effected by payment of ransom." Whew. Redemption, deliverance. You see, it says liberation procured by payment of ransom. Right, and it says, matter of fact, it says, yeah. So that's the main point. It says deliverance, Christian salvation. Okay, so deliverance, that's what I wanted out of that. That redemption, meaning salvation, meaning deliverance. You see, the elect is literally going to be preserved through wisdom. You see, that's why I read Isaiah 30 on woe to them that covering with the covering that is not of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because if you don't have Yahweh Shem Yahushai as your covering, you're gonna get hit by the things that are coming your way, man. Okay, whenever battle happen, you have to have some type of shield, some type of protection. You see, when you go to this is probably Psalms 91. Matter of fact, before I read that, we close with that. Matter of fact, let me get this Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. It's literally going to be able to keep us stable in that time from not bugging out and not knowing what's going on. Okay, the ones that's going to be consumed in that time are the ones that's going to not, even the preppers don't know what's going on. You see? I'm gonna read it in the NLT, Isaiah 33:6. In that day, he will be your sure foundation. Whew. Meaning your sure foundation, like nothing else, nothing more, nothing less, is exactly what it is. A sure foundation, meaning a sure deliverance, something that's sure, is definite. It says providing a rich store of salvation, wisdom, and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure. You see, and again, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom. So the wisdom, the wisdom that came because you feared the Lord, meaning you respected the Most High, and you gave him reverence, okay, and you did according to the scriptures I've said. Now your treasure will be what? Redemption, sanctification, salvation. All right, the Lord will what? Lift up that standard, right? Meaning what? A way to escape from the things that are coming our way, Lord willing. When you go to Job 5, it says, Job 5 and 19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. You see, that's being preserved, man. Like I mentioned, when you wrap some meat, you put it in the refrigerator, it's preserved from being spoiled. It's preserved from the infections that can attack it. Okay, it has a longer life. Okay, than the things that are not covered and preserved in the refrigerator. It says, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." That's literally being preserved through wisdom. It says, "Thou should be hid from," because these are the 6 and 7 trouble is going into the ICBM missiles. The elect are literally going to be scarcely saved. They're going to literally be redeemed right before the ICBM missiles are launched at the red, white, and blue in various places. 20, Joel 5:20, in famine he shall redeem me, right? Because in Isaiah 65, he said, all right, my servant shall eat, you should be hungry. My servant shall drink, you should be thirsty. All right, that's being preserved. You see, that's literally being preserved, man. Matter of fact, matter of fact, matter of fact, let me hold that. Let me go back to that Proverbs. Let me read that. Let me read that. Let me get that word preserved, man. Let's see what that say. This is Proverbs 4:6. Let me get that word preserved real quick. It says preserve, right? It says shamar, all right, to keep, right? To guard. The Lord is going to guard us, okay? Meaning what? That hedge of protection to keep. He's going to keep, okay? Which is why I'm closing with Psalms 91. It says to watch for. Woo. You see? To retain, okay? It says to take heed, to take care, right? Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. The Lord have care for his elect, all right? It says to take heed, be circumspect, guard, generally to protect, right? So the Lord, again, is all really much the same word. It says save, okay? So yeah, it's all pretty much the same thing. So the Lord is going to keep, save, protect, okay, reserve, okay, to keep, to retain, all right, from the said pearls that is coming on the earth. So we go back to what was that, Job 5. This is Job 5 and 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right? So right, so that's an example, a quick example of the Lord preserving his men during those troubling times, because it's going to get that bad to the point that the only thing, I mean, not the only thing, the only one, right? The only one that can actually protect you and preserve you in that day and deliver you from wild beasts roaming the streets, and your family hunting you, your neighbors hunting you, your loved ones in the house that you currently live in hunting you, you know, job members hunting you, et cetera, the government hunting you. The Lord is the only one that can preserve you. The government can bust in your house looking for you and your family. There you are with your family in the basement, and they can go in the basement. The Lord can make it look like nobody in the room, man. And they can be like clear and walk right out the house, man. The Lord is literally, it's going to be that magnificent of what the Lord is going to do in that day, man. And we're going to close out with this Psalms 91, man. I'm going to just read it straight through, so bear with me. It's one of my favorite chapters, literally, man. This is Psalms 91. And 1, he that dwelleth in the secret place, remember I mentioned a shadow. A shadow is a protection, okay? All right, either you're going to go under the shadow of the Almighty, or you're going to go under the shadow of Esau, all right? Pick whom you would choose to as your covering, man. You see, because not every covering, all right, is built for the storm, man. You see, when tornadoes hit, they taught you to go in school. You got to take certain shelter for each storm. Are you taking the proper shelter for the storm that's to come? That flood, Esau, Edom, that's about to come in. Do you have the proper gear first and foremost, which is that knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and then you have the proper understanding to go to the proper shelter or covering to protect you from that storm? You see, Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, he is my refuge and my fortress. You see, my power in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee, because why? Woe to them that covering with the covering that is not of me. Okay? It says, Psalm 91:4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth, remember I mentioned earlier about faith, all right, because it's synonymous. Because why? It just said, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. That's faith. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. All right. The faith is what activated all of this. Without faith, because the scripture talking about in Hebrews, when you must believe that he is. You must believe that he is. I tell you in John 4, when Yahawashi was talking to the woman at the well, hey, it is the hour come where the true worshipers will worship the Father in truth and spirit and truth. Okay? That's having faith. Believing in something that you cannot see. That's faith. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, them ICBM missiles, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. You see, that's dwelling in that shadow of the Lord, man. Okay, dwelling in his abyssal, man. All right, which is these scriptures, man. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, the bosom of Abraham, man. Standing that faith, having the faith of Abraham, man. There shall no evil befall thee. That's the reward. Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right, because it said you can save those that hear thee, and you can save your house. Talking to the men. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy way, because the angels have charges over the elements. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, because he have set his love. There you go again. I love that knowledge of that it goes back to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. Woo! I will set him on high because he have known my name. Right? Name meaning what? Reputation. Shum. All right. His essence, his character. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. And that's being preserved through wisdom. So, Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. We give all honor and glory again, infinite praise and worship to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI BAHASHAM RAWCHAA HAQADASH. Again, double honor to our apostles and elders of great millstone, who will teach you in sound doctrine, who we learned this truth from. Again, strong shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on these last days, man. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep fighting, man. Keep believing. All right, when you're weak, all right, lean on your HALALYAM YAHWASHI so that you can stay strong, man. All right, because we're about to move into some dangerous times, man. Walk, blah, 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 blah. Remember, like training. Shalom.